Tuesday's top tutorial tips today.
Hello and welcome. Today we will be talking about Connect, which could be found in the Edge, and Quadrify, which can be found in the Graphite modeling tools. Click. So let's begin. First thing I want to do is connect. One issue I've seen, especially with R Factor 1 tracks, is that they can be one poly wide. With R Factor 2, obviously we need lots of polys in order for Railroad to work correctly. So one option people can use to add some more polys in is to use the Connect option. For example, we'll say this is just one section of a track. Instead of doing a whole track, we'll just do the one. And one way to go about it is to select the two edges. And the way Connect works is when you can hit Connect, and then it'll separate it right down the middle. Because it's going to add an edge between the two lines we selected. But sometimes we want more than one. Say we want 5 rows of polys here. So then we just come over and hit the little settings box. We'll go over here, and it'll give us the 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I had to count. It'll give us the 5 rows. But one option you also have, though, is you can adjust one way. You can pinch them in or out depending on your needs. But let's just put them as default for right now. And that gives you 5 equally spaced columns or rows of polys. So we'll click OK. Now, I've seen 50-meter sections of track before being one poly. Obviously, shadows are going to be horrid on it. Some tracks, it's just the way it is sometimes, or especially early R Factor tracks. One other option is we just go the other direction. Is select just this direction and click Connect, and then we get the same thing will happen. Same rules if you need to shift them one way or the other. But click Apply, cancel. But there you go. Now you have nice, evenly distributed all the way around. One suggestion is if you do this with an entire track, you have to make sure everything is welded together. If you have one loose vert or two loose verts, obviously it won't recognize that those two edges are combined, and it might stop, and you might have weird issues in sections. So I highly suggest to attach everything as one. If anything, clone it just for a backup in case you screw up. Attach everything as one, weld, and then try using Connect. Because if this was our track and we wanted to add more polys, we'd have to go in and do the same thing. Now, you don't have to go in and select them all. I think it's a loop. It's loop or ring? It's ring. Well, that works too. We want to select these. We want to go and then select all of them. And then we'll select ring. There. Selected them all. And then we can go in and hit Connect. And we just safely added another one. We do the same direction, just select the 2 of them. Say if we just want that, I think it's just ring. And what ring will do is go right around. We'll be able to add one right through there. Now what Quadrify does, and you will find it in your graphite modeling, geometry, Quadrify all, it will remove all the tries that it can, the triangles, inside the object. And you can see why is we have 162 polys. And when we import R Factor 1 objects, I have a core set of objects I use, trees and cars and people, etc. And when they get imported, it automatically imports them as a try. And I want to get rid of those. One, for just poly count reasons. Say there's 162 polys. Quadrify all. 81 polys. To me, it cleans it up, makes it look a little bit better. it'll help performance, especially if you have a huge max file. You want to keep the poly count down for a 32-bit max. A big track can really push the limits of it. The pre-2010 people will not have this option, but you are in luck. There's a script called the D-triangulator. It's very easy to install. If you look on the ScriptSpot site, one of these has a way that explains you how to install it. That could be a video all in itself. But what it does is, once it's installed, and I usually create a little shortcut button for it. You just make sure the object is an editable poly, and select it, click Pick Poly. The bar goes and gets rid of all the tries. I have had to import entire tracks before, so you can only imagine the amount of extra polys are getting imported in because it's converting everything to tries. I could be wrong with the way the quad to try or the try to quad works out, but either or, I just like the look of a quad. It's not as chaotic sometimes in your scenes when everything's set up as a quad. Any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching.